When it comes to my next guest, it really is a case of life imitating art. Here's a bit of what I mean.
Bonjour. Mon dernier rendez-vous avant la naturalisation.
This is actress Darina Al-Joundi from a one-woman production called Ma Marseillaise. It's essentially her life story, that of an immigrant trying to secure naturalization in France. Her story. Al-Joundi has appeared on stages in Paris, throughout Europe and the Arab world. She is the daughter of a Lebanese mother and a Syrian father and grew up during Lebanon's civil war. Darina Al-Joundi joins me now from Place de la République in Paris. Darina, welcome to you.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the night of the attacks last Friday. Where were you, and what was your reaction to what had happened?
Actually, I had just arrived home, and 15 minutes later, I had a call telling me, just look at the news on TV. I opened the news, and I saw what was going on. And actually, I live next, just facing the main police station in Paris, so I was listening to all the cars, the police cars going back and forward to the main police station. And to tell you the truth, I've lived 17 years of war, and we used to, when we hear a police car or an ambulance, we used to be so afraid that we could just go under the tables, being afraid of having a gunshot while they're passing by. So I had practically the same feeling, that I just wanted to hide. I was scared, and I thought that I would never be able to be forced to go through these emotions of fear, of stress, of thinking that there's no tomorrow because we might die. Actually, I need to feel that there is tomorrow, that we are not going to die. And I'm fed up, actually, of wars, killing, death, bombs, guns. Enough.
I imagine.
I just wanted this to stop. So I stayed home for 3 days, and I didn't want to see anyone.
You stayed home for 3 days. When you had found out what had happened, what was going on here, what was your reaction to that?
It's like we've been all waiting for this, actually. We know that they are going to attack. We know that they were going to do this. And I just hoped that this wasn't going to happen, but it did. It did. I was in a mixture of fear and beyond sadness, like revolted, disgusted. I really, and then at the same time I was laughing. In my head I was saying to myself, well, I might be able to write my construction manual for people, because I know how to act during these times. So I might give them some advice and being a help for them.
And what advice would you give people? I presume you're saying because you've grown up, you grew up in the midst of civil war in Beirut.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just listening to everyone saying that they will resist and going out and staying on the terrace and drinking. Well, I understand them, because when we were during the war and we used to do this just to be able to face and to be stronger than death, everybody used to think that we are cold-hearted people. Actually, now they can understand what we were going through. They can understand how we felt, the need we had to say that we are still alive by just living. But to tell you honestly, I didn't want to feel this anymore. I didn't want to feel like I have to fight death by telling them I'm here and I'm living. I thought that I'm finished with this, and I can be just able to live at peace. Actually, no way. I think there's no place in the world now.
There was there was a cafe bombing in Beirut the day before this happened, last Thursday, in which 43 people were killed. A lot of people have written to me, they've written about this, saying, why didn't the world embrace what happened in Beirut and the people of Beirut the way that they embraced Paris? What do you think?
Well, sadly, I'm going to tell you, sadly, there's a hierarchy.
Hierarchy?
There are classes, even in death. Yes, exactly, even in death. So Paris is more important than Beirut. So the victims in Paris are more important than the victims in Beirut. That's it. Sadly saying it, but it's the reality.
More important
A city
to
like
whom?
Paris is much more important for the world.
And when you say
For you, for others, for the news, for the media, for the press, for everyone. It's for them, Paris is a symbol much more than Beirut. So Beirut was left aside. While the news of Paris had more importance in the eyes of the media and the press, so they were concentrated on Paris. There were even some media and some press, they didn't even say or mention that there was this attack and this bombing in Beirut and Burj Al Brajni. And it's like this.
I was living in Paris in 2013 and I saw your play, Marseillaise, and it was clear that you had given a lot of thought to your own experience as a migrant, as a woman of Lebanese and Syrian descent. How would you describe the atmosphere in Paris right now for Arabs, for Muslims, generally people of Middle Eastern descent?
Well, actually, there are. It's a thing that we feel that we are a bit mal à l'aise. We're not really fine with what's going on. So, like, I know a lot of friends of mine who are Syrians who came from Syria and they established themselves here in Paris, and most of them are artists, painters, actors, directors, and actually after this attack they were telling to their kids to try not to speak Arabic in the streets because they were a bit afraid of the reaction of the people that they were going to listen to them. And at the same time, the same night that the attacks happened, the director of the school where the kids are studying called the parents, called my friends to assure them, to tell them that they know the difference between these terrorists, these criminals, and them, and my friends. They know that they are different. They know that they have nothing to do with what happened, and that the population around them, they are their friends, and they're gonna protect them, and they were asking them not to be afraid, that they are home, they are with their friends and family. My Syrian friends felt so happy, so it was really so beautiful what this woman did. It doesn't mean that there is no other reactions. And to tell you the truth, it's a bit realistic. If any other country will go through this, the reactions are gonna be good and bad. It's the moments where we have to be calmer than we are. We have to try to understand each other. We have to comprehend the moment, the horrible moments that people are going through, and we have to try to understand the reasons for all of this so we can communicate together and we can stay together. But it's a bit normal, to tell you the truth, if I want to be realistic, that there would be reactions. There would be some emotional reactions, not very calm reactions. We understand it. The thing is not to react on that, and to stay calm, and to try to understand, and to know that not all are bad and not all are racist. It's like any other country, any other big city. You have the good and the bad.
All right.
It's the same. But next to racist actions that others can live in the streets. There are beautiful actions by Parisians, by French people. Tomorrow we have a poetry night, and you know, like all the French people that we know, all the friends that we know, they just want to be there to tell their solidarity with us, to tell us that they know the difference, they know how to make the difference. The media here didn't try to make propaganda all about all this thing and to put people against each other. On the contrary, it's like any other country. You have all colors.
All right. Well, it's starting to rain there on that beautiful Paris night. So Darina Al-Joundi, Lebanese-born actress who now lives in Paris, working throughout Europe and the Arab world. Darina, thank you so much for joining us. It was nice to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.